I was just telling you, when you go to the body, it's just things that you taught, in the gym. Counter, boom, counter, boom, counter, boom. So, when you fight.
Breaking news that just rocked the boxing world. Terrence Crawford has officially joined Anthony Joshua's training camp. And this isn't just a friendly visit. Crawford is teaching Joshua exactly how to dismantle Jake Paul piece by piece. The moment this surfaced, the entire boxing community felt that shift. Crawford isn't playing games. He's drilling Joshua on every single weakness Jake Paul tries to hide. This camp, it just became a masterclass in absolute domination.
Just set your jab up a lot of ways. You can move your jab all the way around. You want to touch the shoulders, you want to touch the hands, the body, the face. The chest. In case your guy is moving a lot, you want to aim at his chest.
Yeah.
Just to set up any other punch. You want to feint off the jab. So if I'm hitting you with a jab and you constantly doing this, I'll feint, jab you, feint.
Anthony Joshua just made something crystal clear. When you train beside elite fighters, everything changes. And now, with Terrence Crawford standing in his own camp, that energy hits different. You absorb greatness from the environment around you, and you evolve fast. Joshua is sharpening every single edge that Jake Paul simply cannot handle. This is next-level preparation meeting unstoppable talent.
I like training alongside the likes of Errol Spence, Jamal Charlo.
Brilliant. Like you guys all interviewing together now, subconsciously you guys will learn something cool from each other because you're all in the same environment. So when you're amongst, or if you was interviewing me by yourself, it would just be you and your.
When you hook, you want to change you want to hook from the hips. So when you hook, boom, this toe gonna go up and this one gonna go down. So you hear and it's gonna go boom. So you can do a 45 or you can do.
Terrence Crawford stepped into this training camp with the same mindset he once saw in Anthony Joshua's eyes, that refusal to back down, that hunger to dominate. He described it perfectly. You could see it in every session. That intensity, it's shaping Joshua into Jake Paul's absolute worst nightmare. The fire in this camp is unmatched, and it's turning Joshua into a weapon Paul has never faced before.
And you can see it in his eyes. He wasn't leaving out the ring without that victory.
Even Tyson Fury can see the difference. And when a fighter at Fury's level notices your evolution, you know something serious is happening. Joshua's focus, timing, and intensity have reached a new peak with Crawford guiding him. He's sharper, he's faster, he's more precise. And Jake Paul, he has absolutely zero answers for this level of preparation. The mental and technical growth inside this camp is reshaping Joshua into a fighter who can exploit every flaw in Paul's limited skill set.
Shockingly terrible. Yeah, shockingly, yeah. Down. Very much down. Can't shake it.
Terrence Crawford sees Anthony Joshua giving his absolute all in every training session. Every punch, every combination, every movement executed with intensity and purpose. Crawford notes this commitment is unmatched, and Joshua is absorbing it fully. This is the kind of preparation Jake Paul has never faced. Technical brilliance meets relentless work ethic, meets unbreakable mental focus. Inside that ring, Joshua becomes unstoppable.
I don't want to overtrain because me personally, when I go in the gym, I give my all.
Alexander Usyk just confirmed what everyone in the camp already knows. Anthony Joshua operates on a level far beyond Jake Paul. Inside this training camp, he's building precision, timing, and power, proving he's Olympic-level elite. Usyk highlights the gap between a true professional like Joshua and a social media fighter. The focus inside this camp is molding Anthony Joshua into a champion capable of dismantling Paul from the opening bell.
Last fight, it's great because Anthony is Olympic champion, Francis Ngannou, it's second fight for boxing.
Joshua is explaining how this training camp is completely reshaping his approach with Terrence Crawford as his guide. He's mastering efficiency, refining technique, focusing on the movements that matter most inside the ring. He's building strength intelligently while avoiding unnecessary risks. Jake Paul has never faced a fighter who blends power, skill, and strategic conditioning this way. Joshua's camp is producing preparation that makes any fight against Paul extremely one-sided.
A lot of athletes have taken on that role now where they're just banging weights.
So Anthony Joshua went from this to this.
I can understand why coaches would always tell me don't touch weights, they're no good for boxers. So rather than spending more time in the gym.
Eddie Hearn perfectly summed up the situation. While Jake Paul thinks he has a chance, this training environment with Terrence Crawford has pushed Joshua to levels most can only admire. The preparation, the strategy, the intensity, it makes Joshua unstoppable. Paul stepping in, he's stepping into a masterclass he cannot match. Every session in this camp builds skills, timing, and ring IQ that will leave Jake Paul completely exposed, showing why Anthony Joshua is far beyond his reach.
I have to give him credit. I do think he's crazy. I think he's got absolutely no chance. I think he's going to get smashed to pieces.
Do you think Jake's crazy?
Yeah, I mean, totally. I mean, listen, for us, we received an offer that was massive money and a really easy fight. We were talking about fighting this week here in an 8-round fight. Now we're fighting in an 8-round fight for 40 times more money against Jake Paul. So I love the opportunity for AJ.
Deontay Wilder's prediction says it all. The inevitability everyone sees with Joshua in this training camp is undeniable. Joshua is meticulously building every skill under Terrence Crawford's watchful eye. The precision, the power, the mental toughness being developed, it's unmatched by any fighter outside elite boxing. Wilder sees the gap clearly. Paul has no chance against this level of preparation and intelligence. This isn't speculation. This is reality.
That's a great Jake Paul AJ prediction.
AJ Paul prediction? I mean, if it's not scripted, I'm going with AJ. If it's scripted, you're going to already know who's going to win.
Anthony Joshua is fully committed to using this training camp as a platform to evolve, with Terrence Crawford present. Every drill is purposeful, every session a challenge to exceed limits. Joshua is absorbing elite strategies, sharpening reflexes, refining combinations that will overwhelm Jake Paul. The environment in Dallas is designed to push him mentally and physically beyond anything Paul could imagine. This camp is creating a fighter who is unstoppable, focused, and ready to dominate.
On what I have, and I want to see how far I can take myself. I know what it takes, I know what this game's about, and I'm going to push myself beyond the limits where I've been before, hence why I found myself in Dallas, because I'm trying to find an environment that can stimulate me, motivate me, and push me onto higher heights.
Carl Froch perfectly captures Joshua's mindset in his training camp. Joshua is combining focus with ruthless ambition, building techniques under Crawford to dominate any opponent. The preparation is precise, measured, and clearly exposes Paul's lack of experience. Joshua's return is about breaking records, mastering skill, and overwhelming opponents. Every session adds to a fighter who is calm, powerful, and methodical. Paul is completely outclassed by a man who was meticulously prepared inside a camp designed to leave nothing to chance.
And Anthony Joshua said, Jake or anyone can get this work, no mercy. I took some time out, I'm coming back with the mega show. It's a big opportunity for me, whether you like it or not. I'm here to do massive numbers, have big fights and break every record whilst keeping cool, calm and collected. So chill in it. I mean, come on, he's jumping in with fake Paul, who has no experience and no fights and no world ranking at heavyweight. Easy work.
Davies highlights the massive gap between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul. In this training camp, Joshua is developing the same relentless pressure and technical mastery that gave Usyk a real challenge. Every sparring session with Terrence Crawford enhances power, precision, and ring intelligence. Paul faces a fighter who is elite, disciplined, and completely out of his league. The preparation in this camp ensures Joshua is ready for a dominating performance that showcases why he is in a different class.
I completely agree with Ben. I mean, that's the biggest issue with the fights. You know, let's be fair. Jake Paul is an area level fighter, British area level fighter. That's where he's at as a cruiserweight. He's stepping in against a very big heavyweight who's a massive puncher. Just go back to the second fight with Alexander Usyk. Look how great Alexander Usyk has become. And you go back and look at some of the highlights of Joshua's attacks on Usyk and gave him a really hard...
Duke McKenzie perfectly highlights the danger Jake Paul faces stepping into the ring against Anthony Joshua. This training camp with Terrence Crawford ensures Joshua is not just prepared physically, but strategically primed to exploit every flaw. The combination of size, skill, experience, and intense preparation leaves Paul completely outmatched. Joshua's precision, timing, and power are being sharpened to perfection. Every drill in camp reinforces his dominance. This is a fight no one should underestimate Joshua in, and Jake Paul is walking into a challenge he simply cannot survive.